In today's media-saturated world, it has become increasingly rare for a love story to blur the line between reality and fiction in such a compelling way that audiences cannot look away. Yet this is precisely what has unfolded on Litu's YouTube channel, where her videos, part film, part autobiography, have not only entertained but also carved out an intimate emotional space for millions of viewers. At the heart of this digital phenomenon is the intertwined story of Diệp, often simply called Litu, Kian, and CEO James Bang Sokin, a narrative that dances delicately between scripted drama and lived truth. What makes their tale stand apart is not just its melodramatic turns, but its ability to humanize success, hardship, and love in ways that resonate far beyond the screen. A troubled love story on screen. In the fictionalized film, Litu is portrayed as a poor peasant woman, orphaned at a young age and scarred by an unhappy first marriage. Her life is defined by hardship, loneliness, societal rejection, and endless survival struggles, until fate crosses her path with CEO James Bang Sokin, a gifted and ambitious young director. James becomes her anchor in a storm. He helps her rent a modest home, encourages her transition into modern life, and becomes both her emotional support and her professional collaborator. Their bond quickly blossoms into love, but their union faces fierce opposition, particularly from Peter Quynh, James's father in the film, a powerful businessman who owns sprawling logging enterprises. Peter is depicted as wealthy, calculating, and utterly convinced that Litu is unworthy of his son. Her lack of education, lowly social origins, and failed marriage make her, in his eyes, an unfit partner for a man of James's stature. The dramatic tension builds as James finds himself caught between filial loyalty and the woman he loves. Complicating the storyline further is Diệp, a child whom the narrative frames as an orphan fostered by Litu. Her presence becomes a flashpoint for Peter's disapproval and a test of James's determination to protect the family he envisions with Litu. The reality behind the fiction. Yet behind the crafted drama lies a reality just as compelling, though softened by genuine reconciliation and personal triumph. In real life, Diệp is not an orphan but rather Litu's daughter from her late ex-husband. The complexities of blended family life are no less challenging, but they are grounded in truth rather than cinematic embellishment. Even the conflict with James's father carries echoes of reality. While the on-screen Peter Quynh is portrayed as a high-powered tycoon, the real man, James's father, belongs to the Moni ethnic group and lives quietly in the highlands, working primarily as a farmer. His initial opposition to Litu was real and deeply felt, rooted not in vast business empires but in cultural traditions and concerns about social status. Over time, however, Litu's sincerity, resilience, and simplicity softened his heart. The fictional arc of hostility transformed into a real-life acceptance. Eventually, the family opened their arms not only to Litu but also to her daughter, Diep, allowing them all to begin a new chapter together. Fiction embellished by reality. The brilliance of James Bang Sokan's storytelling lies in how he reconfigured his lived experiences into a narrative that thrives on tension, contrast, and eventual catharsis. Instead of retelling events plainly, he elevated them into a cinematic universe where the stakes are higher, the conflicts sharper, and the emotions amplified. In his scripts, Litu becomes more tragic, an orphan forced to wander the countryside for survival. His father grows larger than life, a ruthless magnate rather than a modest farmer. Diep transforms from a child of a previous marriage into a foster daughter, adding layers of social stigma and conflict. These choices are not distortions meant to deceive, but rather artistic amplifications designed to heighten drama and draw the audience into the universal struggles of love against opposition, faith against doubt, and perseverance against despair. Casting real life into real life. One of the most remarkable aspects of Litu and James's project is their decision to cast family members and neighbors in key roles. This choice lent the series an authenticity that professional actors might have struggled to capture. Peter Quynh was played by James's real father. This casting brought an almost painful honesty to the performance, as his disapproval on screen echoed his earlier resistance in real life. His portrayal was natural because he was, in essence, reliving a part of himself. Shra, depicted in the film as James's ambitious stepmother and a savvy CEO, is in reality a humble neighbor who sells breakfast and farm produce in the village. Her transformation into a businesswoman on-screen demonstrated her empathy and surprising acting skill. Pao, who plays Diep's ex-husband in the film, is actually her biological father. His role, though fictionalized, was deeply symbolic, a gesture of support for his daughter and granddaughter, and an acknowledgement of their right to happiness and peace. This blending of real relationships with fictional roles allowed for a depth of emotion that no casting call could replicate. The audience could feel the lived history and raw emotion behind each performance. Editing as storytelling. Beyond casting, James's skill as an editor shaped the rhythm and suspense of the series. Each episode was meticulously structured to end on a cliffhanger or emotional climax, compelling viewers to return for the next installment. Music played a crucial role as well. Romantic melodies underscored tender moments, while somber notes heightened tragedy, and bursts of playful sound added levity when needed. The careful curation of soundscapes gave viewers not just a story to follow, but an experience to feel. Why audiences connect. The magic of Litu's YouTube channel lies not in glossy production values but in its raw honesty and relatability. Viewers see themselves in the struggles, the young woman fighting for dignity against societal prejudice. The ambitious man torn between family loyalty and romantic devotion. The child who becomes both a burden and a blessing, reshaping the definition of family. By interweaving reality with dramatization, James and Litu have crafted not just entertainment but a testament to perseverance and love. From screen to life, a happy ending. Today, Litu and James are not merely co-creators of a YouTube sensation. They are married, raising their daughter, and living happily together. Their story, though polished for dramatic effect in the digital realm, has its roots in authentic resilience and unwavering commitment. The acceptance of Litu by James's family marked not just the resolution of a narrative arc but the beginning of a genuine familial bond. What began as a love fought against opposition has blossomed into a partnership embraced by all. Conclusion. The story of Litu, Kian, and CEO James Bangsokan is proof that truth and fiction need not stand apart. When woven together with care, they can create something that feels more real than either could alone. Their YouTube project is not merely a series of videos. It is a cultural artifact, a living love letter to perseverance, authenticity, and the transformative power of love.